Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today with an article from townhall.com dated September 11th. And a display of tone deafness that would rival the most tone deaf things you can possibly imagine. Article's headline is Biden admin announces release of $6 billion to Iran on the 9/11 anniversary. Why is this tone deaf? Well, we're certainly going to get into it, but let's just say Iran is, if you don't know already, are not our friends. So let us go into the article. And it says, proving again that Joe Biden couldn't read a room if it was only his only job on earth, the administration notified Congress on Monday, the 22nd anniversary of the terrorist attacks that killed 2,977 people, innocent people, on U.S. soil. Important that I say innocent. That it signed off on a deal last week to unfreeze $6 billion for the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism. That's Iran, and there's the problem. This is as part of a prisoner swap that saw 5 U.S. citizens freed by the regime in exchange for 5 Iranians in U.S. custody. So your safety is worth $6 billion. Just want to let you know that. And we're giving them 5 Iranians. I don't know who they are, but maybe that will go into it, but probably not. It says from the Associated Press says the Biden administration has cleared the way for the release of 5 American citizens detained in Iran by issuing a blanket waiver for international banks to transfer $6 billion in frozen Iranian money from South Korea to Qatar without fear of U.S. sanctions. In addition, as part of the deal, the administration has agreed to release 5 Iranian citizens held in the United States. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who is a complete joke, signed off on the deal late last week, but Congress was not notified of the decision until Monday because, again, they're a complete joke, according to the notification which was obtained by the Associated Press. So it was good to just let them wait until, September 11th. That date doesn't mean anything to anybody, especially when we're dealing with, the world's largest sponsor of terrorism. No, nothing there. Just move on, people. It says the waiver is likely to draw criticism of President Joe Biden from Republicans and others that the deal will boost the Iranian economy at a time when Iran poses a growing threat to the U.S. troops and Mideast allies. Well, yeah, things can happen. I make bonehead move, people criticize bonehead move, and then I'm sure the media is going to cover it up like, it's probably not a big deal. So the article continues. Says not only is the deal a massive payday of needed resources for the normally pariah status regime in Tehran, it is an utterly asinine deal that only further incentivizes Iran and its proxies to continue targeting U.S. citizens for abduction and detention. Yeah, it's like, hey, here's some money. What are you going to do with that? And they already asked the leader. He had an interview. That was I don't think it was one of the Ayatollahs. I think it was their prime minister or whatever their head of government is. Not the head of the country. That's the Ayatollah. And they were like, Lester Holt was basically like, "What are you going to do with the money?" And the guy's like, "Whatever the hell we want to do with it." So they're not going to do altruistic things with $6 billion. They're going to do very bad things with that money. Says the Biden administration's deal sends a dangerous message directly to Iran and its tyrannical regime. Each U.S. citizen held captive by Iran is worth one Iranian citizen held in the U.S. plus some $1.2 billion. Yep, we like to send these sorts of messages out to all these dangerous countries like Iran, Afghanistan. It's like, yeah, no, we're just gonna give you stuff. Target on people as much as you want. Here's some money. This is Townhall reported at the end of August. A letter from House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Michael McCall, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, and House Republican Conference Chair Elise Stefanik demanded answers from President Biden about an apparent nuclear understanding with Iran that involves this hostage swap and payday for the regime, and what the Republican lawmakers say is a violation of the Iran Nuclear Agreement Review Act of 2015. Lawmakers expressed the significant concern they have with recent reports about Iran's activities and the Biden administration's deal with the regime. Specifically, Iran has reportedly diluted a small amount of 60% enriched uranium in recent weeks and slowed the rate at which it is accumulating new material, which coincided with reports of the deal for Iran to release 5 American hostages in exchange for several Iranian prisoners and access to at least $6 billion in frozen Iranian assets held in South Korea and potentially billions more held in Iraq. Like, so how they're basically saying, like, well, yeah, so they're basically trying to go nuclear, and it's like, do you really think any sort of act like this is going to make them stop? Because everything I've seen says that they've been still trying to go nuclear the whole time that we've been trying to tell them don't do that. Like it's the whole thing with like criminals don't care about the laws; they just do what they're gonna do. So it says, taken together, they strongly suggest your administration has contemporaneously brokered a $6 billion prisoner deal and a nuclear understanding with the regime that are inextricably linked, the letter from the lawmakers explained. This would be a clear violation of your administration's legal obligation under the Iran Nuclear Agreement Review Act of 2015. And here's the codes and everything for it. It says, which requires you to submit any agreement related to the nuclear program of Iran requiring U.S. action, regardless of the form it takes, whether a political commitment or otherwise, and regardless of whether it is legally binding or not. We're quoting stuff to Congress for formal review within 5 days. So it's a developing story, maybe updated. So there's probably more to come on this, but this is obviously a really stupid decision. Like you're basically the president's basically decided he's going to put more Americans at risk, and that yeah, if you get canceled by them, well, there's a price, and they're just going to go ahead and you know give them back some bad people, and here's $1 billion. So understand 1.2 billion. That's your price if you get captured by the Iranians. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about this wonderful news on the particular anniversary it was on 9/11, to the world's biggest state sponsor of terrorism? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.